Hello, good evening. This is Sreeram here. Uh, it's a pleasure for me to address on the forum of Qfuss. For those of you who may be new to Qfuss is a mentoring platform. It's a coaching and mentoring platform which is doing an amazing job in terms of putting industry specialists, thought leaders, coaches, and trainers in a single platform. And this mentoring platform is being available to entrepreneurs, business owners, top business leaders, CEOs, employees, and also aspiring professionals, because we have a a big bandwidth of people who are the mentors and who would be working with various section of people whom you can actually, as a mentee, can choose and get mentored by these people. So today we are on this topic of succeeding to the pandemonium times through O3 process. So I'm going to take 40 minutes or 45 minutes. I have a small presentation to share with you. And after that, I would request that you can put your questions on the comment box on the Facebook. This is coming from Zoom and it's coming live on Facebook. So you can put your questions on the Facebook and I would be answering to them at the end of the session. So whatever questions you are having, please make note of it. And it will be better that you have the attention towards the presentation and what I would be speaking on. I would be more than happy to answer as many questions as possible, if possible, every question which you might be having. I think we're living in a very, very unprecedented times. That's what the word I would use. In fact, I've used this word called pandemonium. In fact, April 9th was the first time I went online, a webinar to a corporate organization. Later on, I went online for public, and I've been doing a lot of webinars for the last 3 weeks. And I've been a late adapter to the online version of education. And the founders of Qfuss has been talking to me for quite a few months that this platform would be extremely useful. And we have found this to be useful at this point in time. But coming back, we're living through an absolute pandemonium times. I call this as a pandemonium because not many people have any clue about this. And we're not even aware of which direction we are heading towards. The numbers look scary. It's not affected just one area. It's affected the entire world, which we are all aware of. And people are really not aware of what direction the world is going. So at this point in time, what can be done? What we need to do? What does the future look like? What's life during the lockdown and after the lockdown, post-lockdown? Because I'm going to address on both these areas, because we, as you might be an entrepreneur, you might be an employee, you might be a professional, you might be a student, you might come from any background, but everyone has been impacted through this COVID-19. And in this situation, let us look at what do we need to do? What are things in our control? Because I really believe in this concept of circle of influence and circle of concern. Circle of influence is those areas where I, as an individual, can do something and impact and bring about a change in certain stuff. And circle of concern are those things where I can be concerned about, I can be worried about, I can be thinking about, I can be talking about, but I cannot do anything. I would not be in a position to bring about a change. And at this point in time, I think all of us need to be extremely clear about what are those things on which we are having control and what is that we can do. I've chosen this O3 process for a specific reason, which I'll be coming to you in the next few minutes. And I'm also writing a book on the same. We've already started the work. So let's look at what we need to do during the lockdown and how the future looks like post-lockdown. Because I'm sure, everybody is trying to make an assessment, a fair assessment of what can be, what could be, and what would be. Nobody has a definitive answer. But let's understand that this world has shown tremendous, enormous, humongous resilience at various points in time in history. And when I look back at history, mankind has conquered through his resilience, understood the test of time. And I'm absolutely sanguine that this time too, we would be in a position to overcome this. But what can be done? Let's get straight into the presentation. So I call this as succeeding in pandemonium times through O3 process, navigating in this VUCA world. What is VUCA world? I'm coming to it in the next few minutes time. What is VUCA world? In fact, post the Cold War in late 1980s, if I'm precise, 1987 or 88, after the death of the erstwhile Soviet Union, the American armed forces came with this term called as the VUCA world. They said, we knew that there are two forces which are competing for supremacy in this world, but now with the death of one superforce or superpower, left with only one superpower, we don't know what are the kind of uncertainties which are going to come in the coming years. And they coined this terminology called VUCA, which meant volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And this world has seen in the last 3 decades, 32 years, we have seen volatility in stock markets, uncertainty due to instability of governments and instability of policies, which we have seen in several places like Brexit and so on and so forth. Complexity because of certain laws, reforms. In India itself, we have seen GST brought about a lot of complexity, which resulted in ambiguity. Demonetization also did the same thing. I'm not talking politics here. I'm not trying to play devil's advocate of what is right, what is wrong. But all this, any good or bad, any change in the world brings about volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And we have seen enough of this individually. But collectively, as a force, we are seeing the VUCA world right now. Together, that one enemy, that invisible enemy, which is coming and fighting against us. And for this, I honestly believe, I'm going to share a lot of models and quotes and information from the past, from several great researchers and scientists. But this O3 process is something which I devised. It's my invention. It's my baby. What is it? But first, let's look at why O3 process. Why O3 process is because, let me share something which I love to share all the time. There was an young boy who was caught in the middle of the forest, a 15-year-old boy who had gone 20 miles away from his village, right inside the jungle to collect firewoods. And all he had was a lantern in his hand. And there he stood. It was sunset time, 5:30 in the evening. The animals have already started to make noise, and it is getting dark. And holding the firewood on his head with one hand and lantern on his left hand, he was standing still, neither moving forward nor moving backward. And fear was engulfing him from head to toe. There was an old man who was passing by that side, and concerned about looking at this young boy standing still in a jungle, in the middle of a jungle, with animals which are going to definitely come in the next, say, probably few hours. The old man came to this young boy and asked him, "Beta, what are you doing? Why are you standing here? And the sun is setting and it's going to get dark." And the boy said, with fear in his voice, concern in his eyes, the boy said, "Uncle, my village is 20 miles away from here. And the sun has already started to set. And I have a lantern in my hand which can show me light only for the next 200 meters. But I need to walk 20 miles. And I can't see anything beyond 200 meters. And I don't know what's coming in front of me, which animal is coming in front of me. That's why I don't know what to do. I'm standing still." The old man patted on the shoulders of this young boy and told him, Beta, walk for the next 200 meters. When you walk the 200th meter, you can see another 200 meters. Walk. When you reach the 400th meter, the lantern will show you light for the next 200 meters. Keep walking. And the old man said, the words of J.P. Morgan, who said it probably in the 19th century. And he said, go as far as you can see, and from there you can see further. Go as far as you can see, and from there you can see further. It is true that we don't know what would happen tomorrow. It is true that we don't know what is holding on to tomorrow, but we do know what we can do today. And I really believe the one thing which can help us navigate this is O3 process. Go as far as you can see, and from there you can see further. The old man said, walk 200 meters, then you will see another 200 meters. Likewise, when you keep walking, you will reach the 20th mile. I don't know what tomorrow holds. You don't know what tomorrow holds. Nobody knows what tomorrow holds. So the only thing which I can take into my system is the O3 process. I'm an extremely futuristic guy. I always love goals. I love vision. I've helped businessmen, entrepreneurs draft their 5-year vision, 10-year vision. In fact, it's a saying of mine. My quote is, the power for your present comes from your future. The power for your present comes from your goals. But I don't know what's going to happen. The zone which has been declared green today or tomorrow can turn orange. I'm not trying to be pessimistic. I'm trying to be realistic. The zone which is red could turn into a green in the next few weeks. And nobody knows. People are asking, which lockdown? Lockdown 1, lockdown 2, lockdown 3? We don't know. In fact, I was in a conversation with somebody just few minutes back before this webinar started. I said, going forward, till the time we have a vaccine and the vaccine has been administered to enough and more people in this country, this cycle of opening up, lockdown, opening up, lockdown, we got to learn to live with it. And we should know what we can do about it. Trust me, none of us expected on March 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, even 24th when the announcement came that we will still be in lockdown. Many of the cities will be in lockdown as on May 3rd. And some of the cities will continue to be on lockdown till May 17th. Who expected? So O3, I'm coming to, at the fag end, I'm going to tell you what is the O3 process, or what can you do, what can be done. Yes, even today we need goals. Even today we need vision. But that vision and goal which we have for the future must be translated to something called the next 200 meters. The lantern I have is the day I have. And the day I have can show me only the next 24 hours. And if I have a plan for the next 24 hours, and if I know what I can do for the next 24 hours, I can move further. And this 24 hours is gone, and I've used it productively. The next 24 hours starts. I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet. People ask me, Sreeram, how many movies I've watched? Netflix, Amazon. Trust me, my dear friends. I'm not saying that you should not watch. I do. But I came to India on March 20th from Nairobi. I literally escaped and ran here, came here. I'm chill today. I've not watched a single movie. I've not watched television continuously for 15 minutes. I've not watched television. Because when you take the O3 process, make it part of your life, make it part of your day, make it part of your system, you know what you need to do for this day. That's it. Nothing beyond. You can have your recreation, you can do everything. But what is that O3 process? Let's come to it very quickly. It is true that you don't know what is going to happen tomorrow, but we all know what we can do today. What is that you can do today? Keep walking. Keep using the lantern and keep walking. And that is what we need to do. At a time of volatility, uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity, I don't have a telescope which can show me too far. I can't microscopically analyze everything because too much of analysis leads to paralysis. I need to have a vision. A vision, what I can see. A vision is backed with an action. And this is a wonderful time. This is a wonderful time to get into action. And what action you can get into? What are the sectors post-lockdown? If you belong to a particular sector, if you're working for a particular sector, probably you need to really think about how things are going to change. And we should touching upon those things also in the next few minutes' time. And the one thing which is going to happen in a big way is the VUCA world. What is it doing? What drives VUCA? And what is the effect of VUCA? And what is that I as an individual need to do in VUCA world is this. Change causes ambiguity. It is a change. Causes ambiguity and uncertainty. When you have ambiguity, you will have uncertainty. And when both ambiguity and uncertainty are there, there will be complexity in decision-making process. Decision-making is not going to be easy. And decisions are not going to be right. Most of the decisions are not going to be right. In fact, every decision taken by every government can be disputed. And you go to Twitter, you will have hundreds and thousands of people commenting. Devil's advocate is going on everywhere. Because decision making, nobody takes the right decision. And nobody can. And when you have these, there is volatility in business environment. So this is the change. But change, when it happens, it is always negative. Looked at as negative, perceived as negative. Because change, that which does not grow dies. That which does not change does not grow. Which means if death should not happen, growth has to happen. For growth to happen, change has to happen. And change can be positive, change can be negative. I'm looking at from business scenario. I'm going to run through it very quickly in the next, say, 5 minutes, the scenarios of change. But Sreeram, what can be positive about this change? No, my dear friend. Wars have led to tremendous disaster. But somewhere, the wars had to happen for a new order to come. That's what Lord Tennyson beautifully says. The old order changeth, yielding place to new. And God fulfills himself in many ways, lest one good custom should corrupt the world. I repeat, the old order changeth, yielding place to new. What, Sreeram, you're narrating poetry. No, this is a poetry which I learned in 10th standard. I'm not a great student, but it's still etched in my memory. The old order changeth, yielding place to new, and God fulfills himself in many ways, lest one good custom, even one good custom should not corrupt the world, so change keeps happening. And we have seen the environment is better. We are not talking about hot heat. We are not talking about summer. Hospitals are not full. People are dying. So that is something, but we can't say anything positive, but because so much of terrible things are happening. But understand, Mahabharata was a battle. Kurukshetra battle had to happen. Deaths have to happen for a new dharmic order to emerge. In fact, when an incident happens, nobody knows whether the incident is favorable incident or unfavorable incident. And most people think it is an unfavorable event. People always say Jesus Christ is an extremely compassionate man because he said, love thy enemy. And they would also quote the person who betrayed Jesus Christ, Judas. He gave him supper, he washed his feet, and he thanked him profusely. And they speak about his love and compassion. Fine. But there is something even beyond that. which people have not understood or conveniently have ignored it. Because people have not understood that, or people have conveniently ignored. Whoever is preaching have conveniently ignored that. What is that? Judas betrayed Jesus on a Wednesday, and Jesus told Judas, "Thank you very much. You're going to betray me for 12 times. And he washed his feet. And then he betrayed him. He got caught. Jesus got caught. Having been caught, he was crucified on a Friday, which is being mourned as a Good Friday all over the world, which happened a month back. And then on a Sunday, he resurrected. Because he resurrected, Christianity was born. Jesus was not a Christian in the first place. Christianity was born after the resurrection of Jesus. Which means, for Christianity to be born, Jesus had to resurrect. For Jesus had to resurrect, he had to be crucified. For him to be crucified, he had to be betrayed. For him to be betrayed, there had to be a person called Judas. If Judas had not betrayed Jesus, he would not have been crucified. And if he had not been crucified, he would not have been dead. If he had not been dead, he would not have been resurrected. So look at it. Judas betraying Jesus was a favorable event or an unfavorable event? 31.2% of world population is today following Christianity. When an incident happens, we don't know whether it's favorable or not. It looks unfavorable, but the consequences of it, human resilience, human tenacity has made it into an event which is neither favorable nor unfavorable. We have done something with it. So, even this event of COVID-19 is similar. It's a change which has cost. Work from home, productivity has gone up. Cost is coming down. When I'm talking to people across section, people are saying, I don't think we need so much of money because we are happily living with the food which we have. Look at the expenses, it has come down. But Sreeram, we don't know about jobs and all those stuff. I'm coming to it. The air outside is clean. The gardens in Mumbai have come back in Borivali. Lal Bagh is looking beautiful. And there is a new way. So what is happening? The change is happening. So as an individual, what do I need to do? I need to be ready to change. I need to be adaptable to change. Why change happens, I'll quickly run. I'm not going to take too much into it because it goes for a couple of hours there. I want to wrap it up and I want to go to O3 very quickly. Why change happens? Change happens because there are 4 scenarios. First, I want to grow, hence I will change. This was Jack Welch model. Gentleman who passed a couple of months back. Former CEO of General Electric. The man who brought the BPO culture into the world and India. If Hyderabad, Bangalore, Gurgaon, Pune grew, it's because of Jack Welch, and this is the model he had. He said, we will change. When all America was degrowing, he came out and said, we will grow by double digits. How? He said, every business we will be number 1 or number 2. If you're not number 1 or number 2, we will buy a company and become number 1, or we will sell off, or we will fix it. Then he brought in Six Sigma. Then he brought in globalization. If a process costed $90 in Houston, he said, I will shift it to Hyderabad if it is going to cost only $9. The first occupant of high-tech city in Hyderabad was General Electric. Change is the driver, growth is the result. And this is something which everybody can accept because I'm going to grow. So even then there is a resistance, but still globalization, situation number 1. Situation 2, market is changing, change is forced, matter of survival. If I don't change, kel khatam, dukan band. Ask your dad, if you're a millennial, what was the first TV he had at home? Dynora, Crown, Solidar, ECTV, Benetton, Nikitasha. What was the first refrigerator he had? Kelvinator, Alven, Godrej. Tape recorder. Where is it there? Iva TV, Akai TV, gone. Nokia. Market leader in 2010 with the market capacity, with the market share of 40%, 42%, and in 2011 on the verge of bankruptcy. Kodak, the inventor, the innovator, gone for a toss. Market has changed. Change is sweeping. If I don't change, khel khatam, dukhan band, matter of survival. Every one of us, every one of you who's watching this video, I want you to just become aware. What are the changes happening in your industry? Are you ready to change? Work from home requires a tremendous amount of self-discipline. Nobody is monitoring you. You are your conscience. And Indians, I'm sorry, that's the way we are. If the police cop is not there in the signal, if there is no camera in the signal, red light, we not bother, we'll just go past. And that discipline cannot be there. Work from home, simple example I'm talking about. Social distancing. My whole training model was based on classroom, strategies, discussions, field visits, market visits, route to market strategy. With lockdown, all those things have gone for a toss. And for the next 10 months, take it from me, I don't think I will be able to take a classroom session on a consistent basis. There can be one or two, rarely. So if you are somebody in your industry, if the change has to come through adaptation, are you willing to? If you are not willing to, khel khatam, dukhan band. Look at Airtel, one company which I always admire. So many changes in telecom industry, but somehow or other managed to stay above because willing to change. They never, they go with the flow. That's what I would say. My mentor used to always say, Sreeram, never question the rules of the game. A champion never questions the rule of the game. The champion masters the rule of the game and plays the game according to the rules and become a champion. Today's rules will ensure that several companies go out. Matter of survival. Today afternoon, I signed a contract with a company in Dubai for training to be commenced online. And 3 weeks back, I didn't even know how to use a Zoom, how to host a meeting. And now we are on Zoom, we are on live on Facebook, multiple gadgets here. Not trying to blow my own trumpet, but I'm saying this is what is required. Adaptable. Adaptable. Things are going to change. Work from home is going to become a reality. Gig economy is going to become a reality. What is that? Probably employment will come down. People will be more taken on contract basis and project basis. Complete this project. And based on that, money will be given. Permanent employment and security may be out in the next few months' time. Most of the things will move online. We don't even know what is going to happen to the hospitality industry, tourism, hotel industry, meetings, event management, large marriages, destination weddings. Out. So what do I need to do? I need to find an innovative method. I need to start promoting things online. I've always believed that energy, I'm a big fan of energy. If I'm speaking, my energy has to empower you. But somehow, no, the energy has to flow through online. Doctors, even doctors will have to learn to diagnose things online. But Sreeram, is it possible? Yes. Some tests locally have to be done. They're already adapting. Some people are adapting it. Old methods will not work in new ways. So this is the thing. If you have to survive, you have to change. Otherwise, it will become a matter of survival. Corona has pushed every one of us, and many people are not even aware. Many people are sitting at home, watching Netflix, watching Amazon, watching Prime, watching YouTube videos, instead of actually asking this question, how am I going to survive? What adaptation and change I need to get into? But today I'm in a growing industry. I'm in healthcare. So what do I do? Even if you're growing, you have to change. Outgrowing themselves. And then also you need to change. And finally, game changers. And crisis brings about great game changer. 9/11 happened. It was the biggest crisis which hit. In fact, some of the greatest crises which has hit the world in our lifetime has been one 9/11. Till that point of time, I've heard about Osama bin Laden. I've heard about Al-Qaeda, but I never thought it would be so cruel. I've never heard about the word called tsunami. I've never heard about hurricanes. I've never heard about recession hitting. And companies like Lehman Brothers will be closed down, and 58 banks will be closed down in a matter of weeks. But every one of those changes brought in a game changer. 9/11 happened, a $1 billion security industry was born. Crisis brought Steve Jobs back to Apple, and an iPod, then an iPhone, and then an iPad was born. And today, world leader, market capitalization, highest, game changer. And again, Corona will produce game changers. COVID-19 will produce game changers. I posted that as early as February 3rd week of 2020, that this is going to bring about game changers, and we need to get ourselves up. So in your industry, can you become a game changer? Can you innovate? And that's a big question. And all this, you have to understand, it is all driven by volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. But Sreeram, what do I do? I've understood all these. I've realized in the last 40 days, what do I do coming to it? So now things which matter and things which does not matter. This is what it is. You and the universe. You are the center. Your business, you don't know about your business. You can't control your business. Who is your customer? If you're a business owner, you don't know what's going to happen to your business. Your environment completely has gone through change, so you can't do anything about it. Policies of the company, if you're an employee, companies have already started saying, okay, fine, top management salary cut has happened. Slowly it will percolate. Your people, who are the people who are going to be working with you and who are the people who are not going to anymore work with you, we don't know. So the first layer is you, which is in your control. The second layer is not in your control. The third layer is completely not in your control. Market, we don't know what's going to happen to the market. Who is going to be in the market? Who is not going to be in the market? We don't know. Financial partners, we don't know what's going to happen. Competition, but beware, competition in India, competition is always one step ahead. So, we don't even know what's the competition doing at this point in time. And one of the biggest challenges going through in the next 7 to 8 months would be supply chain. This whole thing is supply. If you are in manufacturing industry, time to really think about how do I ensure that my supply chain gets better. I have a friend of mine who's a director of UPL. And he was sharing with me, Sreeram, we have we've been dependent totally on China. And with all this embargo now, we have realized that we can do things in India itself. We have brought down the cost like anything. Supply chain. If you're in supply chain, innovation. Regulator, we don't know what's going to happen to the regulator. Every day they're talking about new act and new law, new changes are going to come. So the only person is in control is you. I love this story and I share it all the time. And let me share it once again. It was a Sunday morning. And this was a family of 5 people who always had the habit of going to the temple every Sunday morning. They had, like how a Christian goes to a church, and these 5 people used to go to the temple. Go to the temple and come back. That was the routine they had. But the husband on that day said, I will not be able to come to the temple today because I have an important presentation to make. Wife said, me and 2 daughters, we are ready, but the son is still sleeping. So they just take care of him. When I come back, we'll get the breakfast and come. And they left. The moment they left, the young boy woke up. And he woke up and had his morning coffee and all those stuff, but Tata Sky was not working. And he was getting a little restless and started asking question to dad. Dad, why do we go to temples on Sunday, every Sunday? What is this habit? And he was just joined the chess course. He was asking, why does in a game of chess, bishop moves like this, elephant moves like this? All those questions. king has got no power. Why? Father was getting a little restless. He said, I've not gone to the temple today only to work and do my presentation for tomorrow's meeting. And this boy is not even allowing me to do the work. So let me keep him occupied. He looked around and he saw a piece of paper which had a world map on it. And immediately took that paper, tore it into pieces and gave the young boy and told him, better get inside the bedroom and get the world map right. And when you get the world map right, I'll give you a box of chocolates tomorrow. The father thought, for the young 7-year-old boy to get Australia, Afghanistan, Antarctica, Algeria, Argentina, everything right will at least take an hour. And by the time his wife and his 2 more kids would come back from the temple, that's what he thought. But to his utter surprise, within minutes, the son came back running saying, Papa, I did it. Father thought, my son or somebody's son? How come he has become so intelligent? Asked, how did you get it right? Son said, Dad, I'm slightly more intelligent than you. I knew getting the world map right will be very difficult. So I wanted to see what was there on the other side of the paper. On the other side of the paper, I saw a man's face. I got the man right. Automatically, the world got right. Please understand, the story is relevant today for every one of us. You can't get, no, your business can't be get right. Your environment can't get right. Your products, you can't get it right. All these are not in your control. Market, no. You are in your control. Take care of yourself. So what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Get into the O3 process. First, ask yourself this question. What are the things which matter and what are the things which I can control? And you can only control yourself. You can't even control anybody else. You can't control even your spouse. And a lot of things which matter in life, they are not in your control today. And a lot of things which you can control today, they do not matter anymore. What you should focus on is the sweet spot between these two. And this sweet spot, I want you to really go back tonight and ask yourself, what are those real things which matter to me in my life, which I can control? What you can control your day. What you can control yourself. You can take care of yourself. You can change yourself, and bringing about a change in yourself, you can bring about a change in the world. And for that, you need the O3 process. What is O3 process? Objective, outcome, opportunity, or obstacle. Every morning, ask yourself, what is the objective for the day? Simple. Sreeram, tomorrow, day after. No, not tomorrow, not day after tomorrow, because don't think too far ahead. We don't know what tomorrow holds, but we know what we can do today. And this is the process. You have to put it in your heart. What is my objective for the day? As a writer, as an author, I put it. My objective for the day is to write 1,000 words. Virat Kohli one day looked at himself in the mirror and said, hey, I'm looking like this. So unfit I am, eating everything, chicken, drinking, all those stuff. He was a spoiled brat. And in fact, on that day, Yuvraj Singh asked him, do you want to be a Yuvraj Singh or do you want to be a Sachin Tendulkar? Because you can be a great T20 cricketer. You can be a great 50-over cricketer. You can have a great IPL, but you can never succeed in Test cricket if you're not fit. And that's what happened to me. That's what Yuvraj said. He said immediately, yes, I will drop the weight. I will give up everything and I will drop. Virat Kohli told this and Yuvraj immediately asked him when. Probably the next couple of months. Yuvraj said, have an objective for the day. Every day, concentrate on the process. How many hours you're going to be on the gym? Objective. Objective. I will not touch carbohydrate food. I will not eat fat starting today. And he says, till today, he has been doing it. He's not bothered. He said, I was not bothered about how many kgs I dropped. Initially, I didn't even bother. My objective was 30 minutes of cardio, 45 minutes of weightlifting, 20 minutes in cross trainer. I'm talking about in the morning. 30 minutes on the pole. And that's my objective. Every day, that's the objective I wrote. Nothing else. What can I do? Outcome is, did you do that? Doing. I want to get 100 clients in the next month, in the month of May. Then what do I do? What is your sales process? What is your presentation? How does it look like? So if you contact 1,000 people, so do you have the list of 1,000 people whom you need to contact? If I don't have, then first you have to get that. 1,000 contacts, list building. So today I will build a contact of so many people. Today I will talk to my brother and I'll find out if he knows potential buyers of him, friends of him who can be potential buyers. Let me find out. Objective is to look at the process. Follow Bhagavad Gita. Take care of the process. Results will automatically come. Put the systems in place. That's why it's O3 process. It might not look very complicated. Somehow or other, these days, anything complex people love. Anything simple, people say, so simple, follow it. It's not about knowing, it's about doing. So what is my objective? What is my objective of the day? Outcome. Did you do that objective? Outcome, there can be only 4 outcomes. I'm talking about outcome from the world. No, this is something which you can definitely get. You can get everything. But I'm talking about sometimes you might have to depend on the world, which I've told you now. That you asked your friend or brother to give you prospects. Outcome can be different outcomes because sometimes you might have to depend on others. There can be only 4 possible outcomes. 1, you will get exactly what you want. Number 2, you will get less than what you want. Number 3, you can get more than what you want. Number 4, you will get exact opposite of what you want. Regular life, I'm not talking about this lockdown life, I'm talking about regular life. You've done your best in your job and you expected a 20% salary hike. Outcome, because this is something which you have to expect from the world. Number 1, you will get exactly what you want. You got 20% salary hike. Wonderful. Number 2 outcome, you get less than what you want. You got only 8% salary hike and not 20%. You will get more than what you want. You got 25% salary hike and also a promotion. You got exact opposite of what you want. Friend, you thought you will get a 20% salary hike, but unfortunately the HR told you, thank you very much. And kel khatam dukaan band. Outcome. Opportunity is what? As you're doing, do you see an opportunity? In fact, Virat Kohli says, moment I started, doing O3 process, like it's not O3 process, I started doing the process every day. I saw an opportunity that in 20 days, if I could drop so many kgs, if I could become fit, what will happen if I extended? And I was getting fitter and fitter and fitter. I could move and I saw an opportunity where I can be the best batsman in the world. I can be one of the great fielders in the world. I can play all 3 versions of the game in different manner. I can switch gears. My stamina increased. I saw an opportunity. Yeah, you would. I saw an opportunity. For me, I've given the contract for the book right in November, but I couldn't write. I didn't have time. I was traveling. Almost every day I was traveling. I live in half the time in Kenya. I live half the time in India. In fact, my friends know I live out of suitcases and airport lounges. And for somebody like me to stay in 40 days a year, it's a big obstacle. But I saw an opportunity. I've almost completed my first book and I've signed up for the second book. Opportunity. I saw an opportunity to make transition to online. So likewise, you need to. Obstacle is what? Sometimes you have to figure out, yeah, I kept this as objective. I was not able to complete because these are the obstacles I faced. I was focusing on something else, on work from home, but my boss gave me some other work. So today it became an obstacle. So do not Keep O3 for the futuristic. Do it on a daily basis. Ask yourself, what is the objective for the day? Learn a new language. This is the time. Learn a new skill. This is the time. I'm in IT industry. Do a data sciences course. Do an artificial intelligence course. Because of one thing which is going to survive in the next 25 years, not 25 years, maybe I'm exaggerating, next 5 years, data sciences, artificial intelligence, machine learning, mastering Excel, book writing, public speaking. Because with the advent of everything, you can become a coach, you can become a speaker, you can become a trainer. And if you have some expertise, you can pass that expertise to people. And in the process, you can make money too. Objective. Learn. Sign up yourself. Learn digital marketing. I'm learning. I've signed up for the course from tomorrow. Digital Sreeram, why? You're saying you're yeah. I've been in the industry for I've been employed since 1993 and I've been a trainer since 1995. At the age of 23, I became a trainer. I run my business in India, in Gulf, in UK, and in Africa, in Kenya, Nairobi. And I still believe if you have to earn more, you have to learn more. Learn digital marketing, learn Facebook marketing. Learn how to create a new video. Learn to write a blog, start writing a blog. Start writing stories. Write a book. You can now publish a book free of cost. And these are things which are going to occupy. Digital content is going to make a huge difference. So, objective, outcome, opportunity. The 4 possible outcomes I've already mentioned to you. You can get what you want. You can get more than what you want. You can get less than what you want. You can get the exact opposite of what you want. So at this point in time, how does post-lockdown look like? Post-lockdown, I'm not sure how it looks like. Certain industries are going to take a lot of time to come back. Certain industries are going to bounce back quickly. But the bottom line is, if you have got the skill and if you've got the will, if you're able to provide knowledge to the world, if you're an expert, you can find a way. But Sreeram, I'm an event manager. In fact, one of them came, I'm an event manager. What do I do? And I told them, call me up tomorrow and we'll discuss. And tomorrow I'm going to discuss them. I'm going to look at how do you move online? Because social distance is going to be the norm of the day. Even if lockdown is completely withdrawn, sorry to say this, till we have a vaccine, there can be an outbreak at any point in time, and there can be another way of lockdown. So be prepared. Equip yourself. Get ready for gig economy, where you will not get probably a job, but you will get a lot of projects, project-based assignments. And more on life after lockdown, I would probably take a lot of questions right now. And I'll see my face. I've not seen the Facebook. I've been addressing only through the Zoom. And at this point in time, I want to say one thing. Most of you need to understand the business crisis trend. Make trend your friend. Make trend your friend. What happened? Shock. COVID-19. It is come to India also. Yes, in March. Inaction, nothing, okay, work from home, okay, holiday, paid holiday, and then panic and desperation. A lot of wrong decisions people have taken. At this point in time, you need coaching and mentoring. You need help. You need people who can consult you. You need people who can mentor you. If you get a mentor, from evaluation, straight you will move into deliberate action. If you don't, there is a good chance of business collapsing. And from there, yes, it will come back, but it will come back slowly and it will take a lot of time. To surge the boost, to ensure that big wrong actions are not taken, get mentored. And that's where the platform like Qfuss can help you to actually get mentored by industry leaders, thought leaders, specialists, trainers and consultants and there are so many people. So thank you very much for listening to me. But I'm going to get into a most important part of answering your questions right now. So this is my details, but let me open the Facebook. Let me just open my Facebook and start looking at the questions. Any questions, please? I'll be more than happy to answer the questions. I'm able to see certain questions. No. Wanting to know what is O3 process. Okay. Matthew Samuel has asked, would you suggest that I arrive at my objectives through a VUCA analysis and work on my obstacles using a VUCA? In short, would you suggest that a O3 and VUCA could be an extension of each other, or could it be a trap? No, I wouldn't call it as a trap or anything of that kind. VUCA is where we are right now. And considering that we are in a VUCA world, you need to look at what is the kind of the objective and you have to set for your life, which is not a long term, because we are in a very transient situation. At this point of time, things are changing very quickly. Nobody is certain about anything. VUCA only tells you that, look, your objectives are going to keep changing. Your goalpost is going to keep changing. We thought one day Janata curfew, but eventually it became a 21 day or 21 day, and then it became another 14 days, number of days. It keeps changing. So VUCA only gives us that framework that the goalpost is keeping changing. But what is important for us to understand is the fact that I need to set my objective on a daily basis based on what I think are things which matter to me the most in life. You saw the two circles there, things which matter to me and things which control me. That's what it is. Thanks a lot to your Sunand Mathai. What is Qfuss? That's a pretty good one. Qfuss is a mentoring platform. I think Siddharth should be able to type an answer to it, because it's a group of people coming together as mentors. Siddharth and a few more people have created this platform called Qfuss, which is predominantly a mentoring tool for business owners, for entrepreneurs, for professionals, employed people who get access to some of the industry leaders and corporate leaders and get mentored upon. So that's what I can mention at this point in time. So Siddharth can probably put in a little more details on the same thing. How do you define the successful startup in this competitive world? At the end of the day, success or not, people would say that product, people would say that innovation. But I have a different take. My take is the proof of the pudding is in the eating. If a startup is able to attract customers, great. So it is not even raise funds. It's about, anybody can raise funds. You post lockdown, you go to the San Francisco area, Cupertino, that's a startup capital of the world, not the Bangalore, you go there and you will get a lot of funds. There are a lot of people who are going to fund through, even in this time, people are sitting with money, great ideas, they will buy. But at the end of the day, customers, clients, paying clients, that's what is the success of a startup. Success of any business. Doesn't matter which business, is success of any business is basically this. Lots of analysis leads to paralysis. No, too much of analysis leads to paralysis. Can you elaborate on that? Because when I analyze things which are not in my control, again, look at the two circles, things which matter, things which I can control. So what happens is analysis in terms of, what if that is going to happen? What am I going to lose the job? What if I'm not able to pay the EMI? What if I'm not able to pay this mortgage? What if I lose a job? What if I lose my promotion? What happens? We don't. So when I said too much of analysis leads to paralysis, I don't mean to say that you don't do data analysis. I'm saying too much of unwanted thinking about the future. stink on a daily basis, which is what is the exact thing of what I said. Qfuss is on-demand mentorship platform for individuals that helps you connect with industry leaders who will guide you both personally and professionally. Exactly. I forgot to mention, even for personal life, even for somebody wanting a personal, kind of a mentoring for their own personal development, self-development, Qfuss is a good platform. It's by my well-wishers, by people whom I know, and they started off and been wanting to get associated with Qfuss for a long time. Unfortunately, I could get associated today. Okay, although we've been talking. Yes, any other question, I would be glad to answer. I'm just waiting. I know there is a lag time in Facebook, so I'm just. What do you think organizations should do to prepare their employees for the change scenario? Depends upon the type of organization, Lipa. Okay, so precisely what the organizations should do is, number one is, see, one thing which probably, I don't know, you can talk on a public platform, but let me say, there's a lot of speculation which is going. That is what is the analysis I'm talking about. Because when you are in a company, when you are working inside the company, there is this coffee talk, there is this tea time gossip, it's happening here, it's happening there. So people are speculating too much because of lack of information. The information which they've been getting regularly, somebody who has access to the top, so what is required from the organizations, from business owners, is seamless communication to the employees. Tell the truth. I was as a consultant, I was part of a presentation which was given by CEO of an NBFC based out of Mumbai. Don't want to mention any name or anything of that kind here. But the CEO came out and said, I don't know what's happening, because the words which I need to be comfortable with, 3 words I need to be comfortable with, I don't know. That's it. So in this situation, he came and said, at this point in time, I don't even know when we are going to open up, considering the situation, what it is in Mumbai. Number 2, we do not want people to lose their jobs. But at the same time, we would be looking at redundancy quotient by July 1st. But what we are doing right now is the top management is taking a salary cut of 25 to 30%. And so this communication, this is what is happening, good or bad. Open, honest communication is required. Not panic, not time for speculation. That's what is the need of the hour. I'm waiting for the next question. I'm doing Facebook Live for the first time, so I'm getting used to it. I'm on Zoom here. It's getting telecasted on Facebook. Any other question? Okay. It's 7:02 p.m. It's 6 to 7 is what was mentioned. So according to which element of VUCA environment is most difficult for an organization to address? It's a combination of all the 4, the change. The VUCA itself is, the biggest problem with the VUCA is every one of it. Can you think of one thing being better or worse than the other? Volatility, bad. Uncertainty, bad. Complexity, bad. In today's situation, I'm talking about ambiguity. So I can live with a little bit of ambiguity, because a lot of things are ambiguous. In fact, I remember Vodafone CEO long time back, not today, I'm talking about long time back, Vodafone CEO, in one of the conferences which I was a keynote speaker, he said, we live on what is called as a Monday morning obsolete. Okay. He says, Saturday afternoon, we will all meet, the top management will come out with a particular marketing promotion and everything. And Monday morning, TRI will come out and say, change in the business, change in the telecom. TRI is Telecom Regulation Authority of India. Change. So ambiguity, somewhere we have lived. A lot of companies in India, particularly, we have lived with that. And which means uncertainty, complexity, also we have lived. What are the major challenges is the volatility. That's where it is. In stock markets, we have seen, but in volatility, we are seeing it in marketplace now. That's going to be the big challenge. How can I motivate myself to follow O3 process strictly? Because sometimes I set some objectives for the day, but fail to complete it. Don't be too harsh on yourself. Rosemary George. Do not be too harsh on yourself for the first thing. Number two, ask yourself what stopped you from achieving that objective. That's a simple thing. 9 out of 10 times it could be laziness. Okay? Personal discipline, commitment is what is the need of the hour to ensure that you're able to do O3 process. In fact, many people get uncomfortable with the O3 process because it's a daily process. Anything daily sets a little bit of turbulence in the system. I will do it today. But we are living in a situation where aaj abhi isi waqt. That's all. No other language will be understood by anybody. Aaj abhi isi waqt. Number one. Morning, write somewhere. In fact, this is a very old method which you can still follow. If you have a mirror, just take a small stick pad note, my objective for the day. And where all you will go, stick it. Where all you frequently see mirror, maybe the place where you make the cup of coffee or tea, somewhere. So you keep saying people need reminding for remembering. Because there could be a reason for laziness, or number two, you forget that that was the objective. Those are the two things. Meenal Sharma, sir, could you talk about evolution? We need to come with trainings in schools and colleges. Basically, for how long do you expect such institutions to work on a virtual basis? I don't know. Institute of Chartered Accountants of India have postponed the exams. Okay. We don't know when the need is going to happen. We don't know many things, what is going to happen at this point in time. So I think, that's what I said, we need to prepare ourselves for virtual trainings. If you're in training industry, scale yourself up. Look at various options available. Zoom, Google Hangout, Google Classes, Microsoft, everybody is coming out. Everybody will come out now. And scale yourself up and offer things online. And when you're offering things online, always understand, start with giving a lot of things as complimentary, as free. That's what I keep doing. But at the same time, we also have a profession. So as a result of it, slowly make a transition from providing free to that of charging people on things which they really need, and there will be customers who will be coming to buy from you and provide it online. But every business is go through this transition, and there will be a little bit of challenge in terms of financially. We got to be ready for that. Provide value and move online. That's for trainers and coaches. Next. So I have answered quite a few questions. Is there any other question which I have missed? Meenal Sharma. Siddharth, you can mention if you can close the session. If there is anything, you can put it on comment section. Or if you want me to add you, I can add you on the Zoom. If you want to have a word here, you can have a word with the people. As from Qfuss is concerned, if you have anything. Yes. I feel private organizations, or this is Siddharth Sneha Mathai. I feel private organizations are more agile for this kind of shift. More effort is required for public and government sector. What's your view on this? Although I partially agree with you, but look at what the government has done. We have blamed police, you have blamed health officers. Who has expected people to work the way in which they have worked? Salutes to them. All over the world, all over the country. I'm not differentiating this party, this government, that government. I think a phenomenal job by the healthcare workers, by policemen. Nobody expected them to do the kind of thing. I think the public sector, particularly some of the public sectors, have really shown us as a role model what is to be done and how it is to be done. Will it be done by everybody else in every department? Time alone will give us the answer. But I think at this point in time, I don't know whether people will agree with me or not, but my honest opinion is public sector in this country has stood up and delivered much beyond what was expected. Much. Yes, there will be gaps in execution. It's such a big country with 1.3 billion population. Don't expect everything to be smooth. But I think we would have to appreciate credit has to be given where it is due. That is, the public sector have done it. Okay. So thank you very much for attending. It's been, I hope it was useful. I enjoyed it. And I'm closing it. And if you have any comments, you can always keep putting on. And you can probably look at Qfuss in terms of what kind of webinars they'll be arranging in future. Thank you very much. Have a very pleasant evening and have a very profitable and purposeful week ahead, putting together O3 process. Thank you.